Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: why does my cat come to me when I cry? Before we begin, let's first take a look at today's topic overview. Cats comfort you when you cry because you are behaving differently than normal. Cats recognize people by sound and facial expressions, which are altered when crying. Because your cat is intrigued and confused, it'll seek to understand this behavior by getting your attention and showing affection. Felines have quite the reputation for being rather aloof and walking to the beat of their own drum. I think it's fair to say that we've debunked that on this channel. However, it's not uncommon for cat owners to speak about various occasions where their cat has behaved quite differently when they're sad, even something that goes beyond the standard affection they've come to know. While cats do not understand our tears and truly empathize with human sadness, they are able to tell when our mood is drastically different. Cats have been around the block a time or 10. They've been living alongside humans for a minute, as the cool kids like to say. Domestic cats know human behavior. They don't always know what's going on, but they do have some expectations. They know our normal patterns. This is why some cats respond to our tears in some rather interesting ways. While felines are not as mentally and emotionally complex as humans, they do have superior senses that can enable them to interpret and, for lack of better wording, digest the world around them. For example, your cat knows your voice. They associate your expressions and vocal patterns with certain behaviors and emotions. They can also detect even the smallest changes in your breathing. When we cry, everything they've come to know becomes different. This will get your cat's attention at the very least. While reactions will obviously vary, it's not uncommon for a cat to comfort an upset owner. Felines are more likely to respond to the vocal changes that crying can promote. And speaking of comfort, if your cat comes to you when you're sad and shedding tears, this, on the surface, could be a response to your outward mood shift. The reaction could be that of curiosity, as you likely look and sound very different compared to what your feline is used to. Additionally, your mood could have upset the cat. In this case, your pet could be looking at you for comfort. Not to sit here and define crying and what it is, but it can unlock some rather strange noises. This is another reason why your cat could be approaching you, just trying to figure it all out. Your facial expressions could also be another point of confusion for your pet. You get the general idea. While there is certainly a chance that your cat is coming to you in an effort to make sure that you're okay, the more logical conclusion is that your pet is just curious about what's going on. This is especially true if your cat has never seen or heard you cry before. With respect to the freak out posture, just chalk it up as another reaction to curiosity. Some pets will approach while others will react in a negative fashion. Run away, meow, frequently that is, hide, or even display somewhat frantic behavior. Cats aren't too fond of things they don't understand, especially if it's coming from someone they've learned to trust. This can actually be quite jarring for some felines. If your emotional state has made your cat anxious, don't be shocked if you suddenly find yourself alone with your cat under the sofa. For every feline that plays the role of the great comforter, some find unexpected and unknown human behavior and human emotion to be quite scary. I can personally recall about 800 years ago, I saw my mom cry for what I, at least to my best of my memory, the very first time, like an old fashioned hard cry. Yeah, I wasn't about that comfort. If memory serves, I ran for the door as fast as I could and tried to get the heck out of the room. Get away from that horror show. It freaked me out worse than Jason Voorhees at Camp Crystal Lake. So yeah, your cat, that cat could be doing what I was doing many moons ago, getting away from that horror show. If that's the case, hey, don't take it personal. The answer to this question, do cats understand tears, is no. While cats can certainly recognize your odd behavior, at least the presentation of what is likely odd to them, they have no understanding of tears. If your cat were to react to your tears, it would be due to the visual itself rather than what those tears actually mean. and what they signify on an emotional level. We mentioned earlier how cats are keen on what could be considered as your personal baseline in terms of your behavior, your day to day behavior. They pick up on how you breathe, the noises you make. They are familiar with everything that has become, well, familiar. Stark shifts in your personality are a red flag to your cat. Sadness and crying can change your mood to such a degree that it can make your pet unsure, as all of the typical identifiers, at least in that moment, have been altered. When it comes to depression and anxiety, and if felines can understand properly, your cat really has no clue, like so many things we've talked about here today. Any reaction to your current state will be due to the changes that are involved. There's a good chance that if your pet comes to your side and stays with you as you cry, that's likely due to a very long and strong bond. So strong, in fact, that your altered state, and even in your altered state, is not enough to push your cat away, but rather draw in some level of curiosity. Well, what's the opposite? Now, that cat under the sofa that we mentioned earlier, or me running out of my bedroom 100 million years ago. If your cat is just learning how to trust you, and is just naturally anxious, just in general, and easily thrown off by new things, your emotional state, the state of crying, could be a source of momentary fear for your feline. There's just not enough in the tank to warrant any source of confidence that things are going to be okay. We love our cats, and we know they love us. Having said that, when it comes to human emotions, especially crying, cats will respond in the proper manner that serves them the most, either curiosity or escape. Or, in the case of some pets, most notably senior cats, no response at all. Felines don't comprehend what you're going through. They just know that you're different. How they respond to your unusual behavior likely says more about the overall bond they have with you rather than an attempt to comfort you in the most literal sense. Having said all of this, never underestimate the positivity of your cat simply being there, being in your life. If your cat comes to you during your time of need and it helps you cope, well, in that respect, it really doesn't matter what your cat knows and understands. It's what you know. And if your cat helps you during your time of need, that's really all you can ask for when it comes to a loyal pet. If you would like more information concerning today's subject matter, please click the initial link in the description box below and join us at seniorcatwellness.com. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.